These have a water level gauge on them, like a real one?
Pardon?
They have a water level gauge like a real trainer?
They're water level gauge, pressure gauge. Yeah.
Okay. So you can tell when it's running low on water then?
Yes. And you can also, once you get to know your engine, you'll see it change its characteristics.
Oh.
It will slow down a little bit and let you know that the water's getting low.
And what's this one run on? Butane?
Pardon?
Is this butane?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's actually all butane, has 5% propane in it.
Oh, okay. What's the run time you get on
I'll get about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
On a single charge of butane?
I get butane, yeah. And when we have a lot of people here, which we do not today, we said I sign up for 30-minute time slots.
Okay.
So, manage the people's ability to run their trains.
All right. And this gauge that's in the window now, what's that gauge telling us?
That's the pressure gauge that tells you the amount of pressure in the boiler.
Okay.
And you want to have enough pressure to pop off the safety valve. And once that's popped off, you want to start, and the pressure's got to drop a little, and then you'd stay consistent until you begin to run out of either water or fuel.
All right. Wow. Pretty nice. Of course, once you freshen up the water, you got to wait for it to get hot, right?
You have to exercise patience in this hobby.
Oh, okay.
Nothing is instant.
Right. I see it's boiling now.
Yep. And then when you stop in this cold weather, water condenses in the cylinders.
So you got to work it out.
So you got to go backwards and forwards until you clear the cylinders.
So it's sort of like hydrolocking.
Yeah.
Because you can't compress water. There you go.
Now she's ready to go.
There you go. Which one you got? Oh, we need to flip them on the outside. So you're on the inside?
Hey, I can blame for a while. So, my neighbor would be going.
All right, have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Yeah, so it's an alcohol tank here, and that goes into a 4-wick burner down under here. But without a blower fan, it doesn't have enough draft, and it'll keep the fire going.
So this creates the draft, or heats the draft?
It just creates the draft.
Okay.
They had the same problem on real steam engines. When they lit them up cold, they were hard to start. So they'd bust up a couple of pallets and throw them up in the smoke box, throw in a gallon of kerosene and light that off.
Wow.
That got it drafted. Then they did the same thing in the firebox. When they had some coals in there, then they started throwing coal in.
So she's alcohol, huh?
Yep.
All right. And how much runtime do you get out of this?
I've gotten 40 minutes out of it. You have to add some more water, but depends on how much you're
That's
pulling.
pretty impressive.
That's a pretty heavy train he's got there. So
Yeah.
borrow his card.
Yeah, get those balls. Anytime you take something on the earth stick,
That is pretty neat.
the new millennium. So we are a geospatial rating.
25 pounds.
All right.
What does that operate at?
I think this one's 50 that the top officer said for. Most 50 to 60 depends on.
It's got a hand pump for water.
It also it has two. So I can it was empty when I got here, so I pumped it in with that. But
Okay.
it also has an axle-powered pump under here that pulls water out and puts it in.
Really?
And I got to watch that it's not over getting too much water, and I can open the bypass valve over here, which will let the water squirt back out of this tube into the tender instead of going into the boiler.
Who's the manufacturer of this?
AccuCraft.
Accucraft? Okay.
So it's out of China. But they did a good job on this one. I'm fairly pleased with it.
It's a very nice model. I'm not familiar with live steam, so that's the only reason why I'm asking all these questions.
So what I just did there was I now have enough steam to blow steam up a Venturi effect up the stack, and that's an even better draft. Bring the boiler up a little higher because I've already used some. It's right in there. It's underneath that.
Okay, I got you.
And what I don't have and should have is we may have to open up these
Oh, just like the real thing.
cylinder cocks. Maybe. That one don't want to move. Hot water out.
Bomb after that. We had EA60, DS3, DP3.
What is freestyle?
And I was at 6 foot and getting off. What was I again? I was on in DQ5. I was ES3.
Yeah, I flew with VS-49. I was with, actually, with the DFA squadron. We had A7s first,
Yeah.
and then
Good.
There she goes.
You got the main?
I got it.
Okay.
Did my time there. Didn't want to go back.
yeah, a lot of people didn't want to go back to the war.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of people think they go home for real. Came back to AIND, and then it just kept, that was his cycle.
P-phrase was, that was a completely different world. Right there.
You want to stay and watch stream, and I got to